Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Here with some commentary on the emerging story out of the University of Miami concerning possible NCAA problems involving a booster possibly taking some athletes on boat rides, perhaps giving some athletes $1,000, maybe $5,000 on occasion, possibly treating some athletes out on the town on South Beach. Let's get out the box of the public narrative. It's very hard for journalists who work for corporations that make money off the NCAA and that broadcast NCAA football games, right, and are involved in the sale of NCAA apparel to criticize the hand that feeds them. Understand the traditional media paradigm is biased because it's financed by corporations, and when they see a cash cow, a lot of people are dependent on that cash cow to feed their families, right? So a journalist on a station that broadcasts NCAA games is probably not going to be able to criticize the cash cow that is literally financially supporting the station, his co-workers, and him or her. But this is online. We get to keep it real here. Let's get real and have an online discussion. My subscribers challenge me every day. Let me challenge my subscribers. Let me challenge the mainstream media. Let's just keep it real. That's all I ask in your comments, etc. If you're pro NCAA, leave comments. If you're anti NCAA, leave comments. Right? I'm not here trying to placate the NCAA. Right? I'm a capitalist, and I'm really here just to give my opinion. Let's talk about it. Right? And let me just point out too that even this video is biased somewhat, because while the video is free of NCAA money, even this video is ad supported, right? So with that in mind, let's talk about the Miami scandal. Just keep track of the money, right? Now, it's my belief that there is no greater exploited group of adults in America than young adults, right? Older people, I'm in my 40s, right? Older people quietly know that younger people are getting exploited, right? You're the folks who are paying money into government programs like Social Security that you might never see again, right? You're the folks who are healthy, healthier than older people, who are being forced to pay money into a healthcare system really to pay for the bills of older people with healthcare problems, right? As a group, you're literally subsidizing the system. And in my opinion, it's a stunner, because keep in mind, you're old enough to vote in this country. You're old enough to die on the military battlefield for this country, but yet somehow you aren't given the rights and privileges in a real world sense that the rest of us have. Now, let me just say this. Understand, most of the people in college are old enough to vote. College freshmen are 17, they're 18, right? They're adults. These are grown-ass women and grown-ass men, right? Now, all I could say is this. I think we all agree that the NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, right? Just take a look at the TV deals. Just add them up. Look at the BCS, right? Just look at the total revenue for each of these multi-year television deals and understand that that kind of revenue has been a reality for decades. Right? You're talking about something that's been a cash cow for as long as I've been an adult. Right? Now, all I'm asking is this. If the NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And again, we're not just talking about the TV money. Understand there's a lot of other money. If you've played a video game, that's an NCAA video game, right? Understand the NCAA is making money off of that. You have a lot of kids rocking NCAA gear. Understand that for the legitimate apparel, the authorized apparel, the NCAA is getting a cut of that. Even these historical films of NCAA games, the NCAA is getting a cut of that. They're making a lot of money from a lot of venues. My point to you, though, is who is making the money, right? Who? Now, we know that some of the players playing in the NCAA are superstars. And we also know the market value of those superstar athletes. Why? Because many of these sports leagues used to be free market based, right? Guys like Glenn Johnson years ago, the big dog out of Purdue, were able to enter the league and literally negotiate a contract based on his market value. This was before these unions gave away some of these rights and literally forced rookies, again, I told you you're an exploited group, forced rookies to accept a below market rookie salary cap, right? And that's what the salary cap is. It's below market. It's someone telling you, I know you're worth 3x, but I only have to pay you X, right? And so we know that these superstar athletes are worth millions of dollars each year. That's their market value. Let's go further. I know some will say, well, Glenn Johnson played in college. Didn't college add value to his market value? All right, that's fine. So let's go around college, because there have been athletes who have come out of high school without college who've played in the pros, and we know their market value is in the millions of dollars. Go back and look at Kobe Bryant's initial rookie salary, right? Kobe Bryant never spent a day in college when he signed that deal, right? Keep in mind, too, we know that many of these young athletes are ready to play in the NBA, right? LeBron James forced to sign a below market rookie wage scale salary, but at the same time, LeBron James, as underpaid as he was as a rookie, still had a market value of several $1 million a year. Not only that, LeBron James is a good example of someone who also establishes that these athletes, in addition to their market value as a member of a team, in addition to the check they get from the team, are also worth millions in endorsements, right? LeBron James never spent a day in college when he signed his deal, was making millions off the court in endorsements. Now let's talk about a University of Miami player, Kellen Winslow, right? We know that Kellen Winslow, when he left Miami, signed a deal in the pros worth millions of dollars a year. That is his market value, right? But yet, while at Miami, the NCAA, under its rules, and understand sometimes businessmen hide behind corporations, right? The NCAA, in effect, forced Kellen Winslow to transfer his market value to the people making money off the NCAA, right? The schools, the networks, the journalists, their shareholders, right? Leaving him with only the value of his scholarship, right? Maybe $20,000 a year to $50,000 a year, right? So if Winslow, and let's be conservative here, if Winslow had a market value of $1 million a year, right? And we know $1 million is far less than what LeBron James got out of high school. If Winslow had a market value of $1 million a year, And keep in mind, these kids are playing football just like they play in the pros, right? The economics is the same. People are coming in and buying tickets to watch these kids play, right? Television networks are coming in and buying broadcasting rights to broadcast the game. So if Kellen Winslow has a market value of, over $1 million a year in the pros, he has a market value of over $1 million a year in college, right? Just understand that the NCAA literally forced a transfer of $950,000 a year from Kellen Winslow, right? Now we get a story that some booster may have given Kellen Winslow some rides on his yacht. Keep your eye on the money. How much does renting a yacht for a yacht ride cost? A few $100s? Um, you know, don't we in fact have this story backwards in the public narrative? If Kellen Winslow took some rides on a yacht worth maybe a few $1,000s, maybe. In the public narrative, he's the villain. But let me ask you, who's exploiting who? Because before we get to the yacht ride, Kellen Winslow has been forced to transfer $950,000 minimum of his wealth each year to this NCAA group, right? The school is taking in almost $1 million a year from Kellen Winslow. And yet the NCAA wants us to focus on this guy being treated by a booster to some boat rides. Also, let me point out, too, that the boosters are getting a bad name. I've been on campus. I've been a college student. I remember those days of red beans and rice and canned tuna, right? Um, if a booster helped a regular student like me, someone not on the football team, who was struggling eating canned tuna in a city I did not grow up in, on a campus with a lot of strangers, right? People would say, hey, that's a good person. They're helping a student in need. Why does this change when they're helping athletes who, in some cases, are literally forced to transfer hundreds of thousands of dollars each year, literally forced to transfer it to the university, right? The NCAA has a forced wealth transfer system. When you look at superstar athletes, including the athletes in some of these pictures with this booster who's claiming that he paid many of them, right? Athletes like Clinton Portis. I'm not saying Portis received any benefits from the booster, but he's in some of the photos. Kellen Winslow, Wolfwork, Edgerrin James. When you look at these athletes, just understand that the athlete you're looking at has been forced to transfer hundreds of thousands of dollars to the university before that photo was even taken. Right? Now, I'm a capitalist, and I'll be the first to tell you, I don't understand the whole NCAA concept. Right? These athletes are forced to give $1 million to the university. Then they show up in the campus bookstore and they see that the university is actually making even more money off of their apparel. They're actually selling apparel with their names on it. And then I'm supposed to get upset when I hear that some booster has given the kid boat rides and has given the kid money to spend on movies, maybe buy a car, take his girlfriend out, something that rich students on campus take for granted. Maybe we have this University of Miami story backward. Maybe the question is why we're preventing Kellen Winslow from buying his own yacht when that's clearly his market value while he's a student at the university. I haven't even gotten into the majority of the student athletes who never make the pros and who are just straight forced to transfer whatever market value they have to the school. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.